So I usually start with my background because I think where you come from, that also kind of plays a very important role in terms of how you take your professional career forward. So I'm a Bengali from Calcutta. My parents are originally from Kolkata, but I'm born and brought up in Varanasi. I have lived there for about 18 years of my life, and then I moved to Pune from where I did my masters. After I finished my masters, I started my professional career in Mumbai, and then I got married and shifted my base from Bombay to Delhi. I have been throughout a media and entertainment professional. I started my career with Times of India, Mumbai. After that, I had a shorter stint with UFO Movies, which was actually my first, I would say, first opportunity to work for a tech-driven media organization. Then I joined Future Group. I was there for about 5 years, and I was part of their media division. And after I left Future Group in 2015, I joined India Today TV. I was part of their business content division. After India Today, I joined Shanin Asia Group. Shanin Asia Group is basically a talent management organization. In Shanin Asia Group, I actually got a very, very good opportunity to work for a talent management organization which takes care of celebrity endorsements. And not just that, they in fact manage celebrities and their social media handles and digital assets. Right now, I am associated with a super specialized content organization called YAG Digital, and I am taking care of their influencer marketing division. I am a salesperson once again. As part of my professional learning, I will kind of share a couple of pointers. I'm grateful that very early in my career, I got to work with good people and not so good people. But my learning with not so good people has been so immense that at a very, very young age, I knew what do I know? What is it that I don't want to be as a leader? When we start our work, when we start our professional career, we have a lot of preconceived notion. We get affected by what people around us are going to talk about me, as a person, as a professional. So it was very important for me to kind of learn to say no very early. And also at the same time, I never ever got intimidated. So the first time, even if I'm like the only woman in a boardroom, I don't get intimidated by the fact. I feel proud about it. But in between, it is very important to keep adding new skill sets, because what is happening, that what is relevant today will probably not be relevant in next 10 years. One thing that I thought I need to kind of inculcate in my team is the fact that we need to trust each other, we need to handhold each other, because like I said, it's a very, very cutthroat market. Everybody is trying to compete with each other, and that brings a lot of insecurity, and that is how these kind of gossips, these kind of preconceived notions come out. So one thing that I have tried to do within my team, that I have tried to bridge the gap as much as I could. I don't know if I have been successful, but I try to inculcate that trust, and I try to handhold them wherever required. And let me tell you, it's not just about me guiding them. I work with a lot of these new management trainees, fresh graduates from top B schools, and the kind of ideas and the kind of solutions they come with, it's amazing. Because I think I also end up learning a lot from them. So leaders also need to realize that it can never be a one-way communication. It has never helped, and it will never help. Nothing against them. Whatever I am saying, it's just my experience. I might be wrong. They want to be a perfect mother. They want to be a perfect wife. A lot of mother, when I ask them that why did you quit your corporate life? Why are you not trying to do something? They are like, no, I'm very particular about what my daughter eats. I'm very particular about what my son is doing throughout the day, which is very good. Trust me, I have a lot of respect. But there are times when you need to be particular about yourself as well, and it's not selfishness. It's basically you have spent a lot of time for your education, and if you are an independent woman, it will actually inspire your children. This is great. I remember when I went and met my dog, one thing she said, which I kind of go and tell all the all the couples who are planning to have a child and start their own family. She told me that motherhood is just a biological process. There's nothing different that's happening with you. So please don't treat yourself any different. You're not a patient. This is not a disease. It's just a biological process. So you should continue doing everything that you're doing. Of course, you have certain restrictions, which was absolutely fine with me. And that is it. And that is one thing that I just kept in my mind, and I kept going. I said, yeah, this is just a biological process. This is not a disease. I'm not a patient. So I'll continue working. And it just happened. So yeah, but then after she was born and I think she started growing up, each stage has been very different and very challenging. When you start working, you have to keep reminding yourself that this has been a fantastic journey. Whether you are an executive or a manager or a senior manager, VP, CEO, you are eventually contributing towards the society, towards your organization. So why just, leave it like that? One thing that all of us, I think the responsibility also lies on people like us, that how we can help women to kind of start working. I think this initial years when you want to start working is very, very crucial, because then that sets your entire career on a particular stage. You have that first experience which kind of takes you forward. So my piece of advice to upcoming generation of women leaders is not about giving, I'll not say that give opportunity to more and more women, because that is not going to help. You need to have the competency level also to become a leader. Middle management level, you actually need to nurture these women so that they are prepared to take up additional responsibilities. Also, one thing that has helped me, that I've never been scared of failures. There are certain, certain profiles wherein I will do very well, and there are certain profiles wherein probably my performance will not be as great as I would have expected out of myself, right? So I think it's okay, because those failures have also taught me a lot of things. There are certain things that we can do at an individual level. There are certain things which future leaders can do to help their middle management women, working as manager, senior manager. And at the same level, at a top level, at a policy level, maybe companies can come up with certain policies which is helping us to bridge the gap between a man and a woman.